Hello and welcome to Parveen Smith's Celestial on this day. It's the 18th of August 2014, and today I'd like to share with you some of my own messages, and the messages that I'd like to share with you are all about abundance. And over the last few messages maybe I've been speaking to you about abundance, and some of you on a personal and individual level about creating something as well. Well, for me, as I've been going out on my recent walks along the canal side here in Nantwich, I can say that I've been very, very fortunate to see a crane, which is a bird with long legs and a very long beak as well. I say very long beak, it's an average beak, should we say then, and very beautiful and in colour black and white it seems. So I was watching this crane stood still along the canal side, and it didn't even flinch when it saw us and just stayed there. And during the whole of the walk, an hour there and back, we still saw the same crane on the way back. And the message was a double message for me about it's time for new beginnings. It's a beginning of abundance as well. And for all the things I've ever enjoyed in my life, should I say, are now time to enjoy once again, but on a much more deeper level. I suppose more on a focus level as well is what I'm saying. So this is what I'm wanting to share with you, that the crane brought a vital message for me. It's all about abundance, new beginnings, creativity and focus. On this level also, I'd like to share with you something from Milena. Milena wrote this wonderful book called Memento 13, and that's what I'm going to be sharing with you right now. So what would I like to share with you? First of all, about the number 13. Now, many of us may be a little bit on the scared side when we see or hear about a number 13, and a lot of people get worried about Friday the 13th. For me, I think 13 has always been a good number, and in the Indian tradition, it's also believed that 13 is a good number, and 13 is also a number of completion. Now I'm going to be sharing with you further here what Milena has been sharing with us through her book. But what she does is she talks about numerology, geometrical shapes. She's an architectural, should I say, not an archetype, an architectural a designer. And for this reason alone, she looks at numbers in a very interesting way, but from a spiritual aspect is what we're sharing with you on this day. And as I've been sharing with you, that it's about wiping away the old and beginning new. And I've mentioned this saying quite a few times in the last couple of days as well. So I'd like to share with you that in the ancient times, number 12 was considered a number of completion. But now, I think it's a new beginning due to the number 13. We're looking at that in the 12th month. It's all about process of completion. As we know, that's December, time of maybe exhaustion for some people as the winter time sets in, autumn time sets in, autumn winter should I say. And we're looking at that. Through this, we're looking at the new things are coming into the 13th month. The 13th month is going to be, in some sense, we can say January, but again, which carries a power of wiping away all the old things and allowing all the new things to come through on a general organic level, that we don't have to force anything too much in some sense. So I'd like to share with you that the 13 full moons have the tide changes as well within the 1 year, and we know that we've been speaking about the supermoon just of recent times, and the supermoon is really making a wonderful abundant effect on many people. And in some cultures, such as those of the Celts and the Native Americans, it's also probably looking at that they've followed the lunar calendar of the 13 months in a year. And then there was also once the 13, looking at the 13 zodiacs of the signs as well, number of zodiac signs. The geometrical figure called the fruit of life is made of 13 circles and is the base of construction of series and again archetypal geometrical shapes known as the platonic solids. Those of you into scientific sort of terms there as well. There is evidence that the total number of protons in every amino acid is divisible either by 7, 11 or 13. So the number 13 is for some people a not so good number, but for me I would say number 13 is a very fruitious number, and it always has been. So don't be scared about the number 13 or even the words Friday the 13th, because it's not all that bad. I'd like to also sort of go into some more sharings with you here that we have been sharing with you over the last few days, which is abundance magic. I'm finding a lot of white feathers, and I usually have a lot of white feathers anyway around where I live, and always about up to 25, 26 white feathers can appear in just one session overnight. And obviously we wonder where these white feathers would come from, because there's no dead animal, as we know. But I always sort of look at sharing with you that the white feathers, and even in my book, are a sign of the angels being around us. And this is something that's very, very important for me, that I am fully connected with my angels, and they have been with me for a long time, and even more so through the angelic Reiki system, and they never fail to give me the correct messages. And every day I do receive a message, and I know that it links in with something or another, or even a person, or if someone is trying to deceive me, I actually know that it is a deceivement because the angels tell me so. So they speak really quite clearly and make the nudges extremely clear, and even through visions as well. I'm going to share with you here particularly a piece of poetry that I'm going to be sharing with you often on Parveen Smith's Celestial, and this is called From the Expressions of the Soul, and this is written by Keith Crump, and the message today in this poem, Petals on Your Doorstep, is what I'm going to share with you. Petals on your doorstep, blossoms round your door, fall like bride's confetti, make a carpet on the floor. Petals on your doorstep, sweet perfume fills the air. Colours change each season that make us stop and stare. Petals on your doorstep fall without a sound. To some they may bring sadness to see them on the ground. Petals on the doorstep fall from summer flowers. Moonlight shines upon them through the night time hours. New buds bring us comfort to know there's more to come, more petals on your doorstep when the day is done. I hope you've enjoyed that. I'm going to be sharing more with you here as always on Parveen Smith's Celestial. Stay with me for more of your weekly messages and daily messages, and we are going to be looking at saying goodbye for today, but join me tomorrow. Thank you.